Hey everyone, today I am making a review about the Xsens Awinda system. I already made a 31-minute something video, my first impressions when I first got the suit, but I have now done pretty much everything I feel like I needed to do, such as going outside and recording, going in a rec center recording, recording in my multi-level house up and downstairs. I've recorded pretty much in every environment I would ever want to record in, I think. So now I feel like it's time to touch base with you guys and give you guys my honest thoughts. Now, first off, I am not affiliated with Xsens. I'm not getting any kind of what do you call it, commission. I am not paid to say anything I'm about to say. These are my honest thoughts, and there are drawbacks to this suit. But let me just go ahead and get into my initial thoughts about this and my experience so far. This suit, to put it simply, is so accurate, it inspired me to make an entirely new series, a Halo TV-like series, an inspired Reach sequel series, and that has gone over really well. People are really impressed with the animation. Some people noticed that the running wasn't great. I actually now think that's because I tried to run like a soldier instead of just running normally, but I still have yet to solve exactly what the error was in that, why it looked a little bit goofy. But really, honestly, it wasn't that bad, to put it simply, and there could be other things that might be wrong with it simply because Spartan might need to run more animated, less human-like, and that might just need to be done with, hand keys and whatever. But so this suit, I received a package. You guys saw my last video full of trackers, and you get these charger bases. And so I charged up the suit, started motion capturing, had an excellent time recording. Everything really came out the way I wanted it to. Um, and when you're recording, what you need to do is you need to like calibrate. So there's like a delay calibration where you can go stand in pose, which is sort of like T pose, but your hands are down by your waist. And you wait like 3 or 4 seconds, you walk forward, and then you walk back, and then resume the same in pose in the same place. And that is, I think, a little bit more elaborate than just standing in T pose, like what I had to do for Vive VR, like I ended up having to do for rokoku. And by the way, let me put this simply: I have not touched my rokoku suit in like 2 months. If someone wants to buy it, then message me down in the comments below. I might sell it for about 1,800, maybe 1,700. I'm willing to negotiate. It works. It does motion capture if you're looking for a cheaper motion capture solution. Now, let me just remind you guys, the Xsens suit here sells for about 7,600. That's what I paid for, including shipping. And shipping was very quick. It only took about 3 days, considering that it shipped from, I think, the Netherlands. So overall, this suit is so high quality that I have rarely had issues where I was like, wait a minute, that isn't right. That's not in the right spot here. And really, it comes down to hands, because it's kind of easy to move your hands a little bit when you're like trying to stand in that in pose. And also, here's a huge drawback that I really hope that Xsens is listening and actually fixes this, because there is, once you go through the calibration phase, there is a button that you have to press. Once it's already done processing, you have to press apply this current position in pose to they are right now. So what I have to do is I have to stand in pose and wiggle my thumb to my keyboard and hit it. And some people might not have the right height desk or the right setup to do that. So essentially what I'm saying is that there is this really annoying lack of a feature in the calibration pose before you can start motion capturing that requires another person to press enter. And I really hope that they add like a delay 5 seconds, so I can just press delay 5 seconds, go into in pose, and then bam. But for me, it hasn't been much of an issue. There are workarounds, like I've held my phone and then pressed the enter key, or when I was outside, I had to grab a piece of pipe that I was using for props and press enter that way while resuming the in pose, and that worked. Um, so yeah, this is all great. Another big problem I had that I kind of finally worked through, I got really used to it, was the straps. You have to have these straps on your arm, and especially your upper arm and your forearm can be very tedious to get on by yourself. What I did was I started biting the strap and then wrapping it around that way, kind of like a bandage you might see someone doing in like a movie or something. But once these straps, when I first got this suit, I was like, there's no way that they said that I could set this suit up in 10 minutes or less. And now I'm kind of getting to the point where I can get set up in about 8 minutes or so. And that's pretty great because that's really fast. And then the motion capture quality, let's talk about the quality for a second. And I think I'll be showing some, examples here in the video, obviously. Um, but I don't really need to tell you guys the quality is outstanding. It is magnetic proof. I can confirm that. I have walked on bleachers. I have been walked around in my garage where there's a lot of metal. I have picked up a ladder and walked on it and did action movements on it. And the live engine, the preview, um, did look a little messy. It did look a little bit like rokoku. It was just not that great. But once I processed it, it went through. Also, I made a statement in my last video that Xsens corrected me. So when I made that first impressions video, Xsens actually came to me and messaged me some stuff and even offered a free charging station because in the video, one of the little the stands popped off right before I was about to compliment them for good quality. So, yeah, they offered a free charging station, and I think they go for like $100 or something. And they offered me a free prop tracker, and those go for like $430 on their site. And they said we'll cover as long as you pay the $50 shipping. And so it took a while for me to kind of like get through to them. I'm going to be really honest with you guys because I want this to be a thorough review. Is that I don't know if it's just like the professional mentality, but I feel like they're at times just really rigid. Like I asked them, can I get one strap? Can I just get one single strap, Velcro strap? They probably cost like, I imagine like $2 to produce, if not less. They are nice straps, the straps you get with the Awinda system, because there's like a plasticky kind of like stick to one side, and then the other side is Velcro friendly, and then you have a Velcro thing kind of already like wired into it. So you get this really nice strap that can be adjustable for different people, and yeah, so it's really nice, and it is kind of annoying to get on the arms. But I said, can I just get one strap? And they didn't really answer me. And then when they got back to me, they added an Awinda strap set of 19 straps for $140 or $120, something like that. And I was like, oh, okay, I just wanted one strap. So I can I just cancel that? Because I just wanted one extra strap for my prop gun. And I still haven't really found a great solution for the prop thing. It's kind of weird to me that they're kind of acting like the straps are like more valuable than a free charging station. But the extra charging station is useful because I don't have to unplug the radio antenna system, which is like $1,000, and then put it by the charging station because that is one of the charging stations. It's kind of like the receiver and also the charging station. So you have to unplug that and then pop it into charging. So that can be a little bit tedious. So I'm grateful that I got that. I also got the free prop tracker. I haven't used it yet, but it's nice to have an extra prop tracker just in case. I think you can reroute one of your, let's say you break the hand tracker on your thing. I think you can get the prop one to pop it in there. So it's nice to have two backups, not just one. And apparently I made a mistake in the impressions video. They corrected me. They said the prop tracker actually comes free with the suit, so it's no extra cost. And I thought it was, but I was like, well, I might as well get it. So eventually I was like, get rid of the straps. I'll take the free prop tracker and I'll get the free charging station. And also apparently that shirt I was wearing was in fact a large. There's like a little fabric piece in the on the suit that you can see that it says large. So yeah, people in Europe are smaller than people I think here in America, or I'm just fat. There is an XXL, but they were like, well, you should have it to be, you should want it to be tight because of skin artifacts. You don't want your body to be moving around while you're doing action, so it makes sense why they would want the tight one there. I don't know if they were gonna ship me the free one, but eventually I was just like, okay, it was kind of hard to communicate with them for some reason. But eventually they just sent the prop tracker and they sent the charging station for free. Aside from and the shipping was going to be $50. They offered it at $50, but here's the thing: they said that I sent insurance initially when I bought the system. I sent insurance twice, one over wire transfer, and then they requested $75 over PayPal. And I said, okay, here's PayPal. Also, could you guys refund me that whenever you get it? And so what they did here was like, they were like, oh, we have your insurance payment for $75. Why don't we just apply that to the free shipment? So now we're even. And so $50. So I randomly lost $25 there, and I was like, okay, whatever, just take the 75, even though they should have sent me back 25 because they offered to give it to me for free for $50 for shipping. Anyway, that's kind of like minor. It's not a big deal. I mean, $25 isn't much when you buy almost a 10 grand suit. But my experience recording in a rec center was actually pretty pleasant. I mean, I didn't have to deal with the sun or, maybe allergies or, whatever, or even other people necessarily. And it was really nice. I think in the future I might rent rec centers, rooms in rec centers. Well, they're all closed right now, but they're I think usually they're only like 30, 20, 30, $40 per hour, and you get this massive space to yourself if you rent it out. Of course, governments are terrible with like getting back to you with like via email, so I never really was able to do that. But I did record in a public space in a rec center, and it was really cool. All the data recorded pretty much perfectly. There was one time where I ran back and forth. I got exhausted. I went to check the motion capture file, and my avatar, just flew away like 10,000 miles away. And that happened with Rococo too. But with Xsens, within 2 months, it only happened once that I can remember. Actually, no. I remember it happening about 2 or 3 times now. There's been a couple other times, but it wasn't so annoying those times. So yeah, recording outside, I just did that very recently yesterday, and it was really nice. So you're not supposed to record outside from 32 degrees or below Fahrenheit or above 120 degrees. Although, why would you want to be motion capturing around 100 degrees anyway? So, yeah, I recorded in about 45-degree weather and Fahrenheit, and it was really beautiful outside. It was sunny, and I was working in the shade. I had a chair propped up. Again, I had to hold PCP pipe to press my in pose, and it seems like a huge oversight that there isn't like a delay to do the in pose. There is on literally everything I've ever done before, but this system. So yeah, it worked well, and the motion capture data was, I mean, crazy to just watch seeing this massive motion capture space. Just thinking about how having that space would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars with a light system, a light and camera system, and literally I can go outside to a free park, set up and hit record, and I can use bleachers as props. I can climb a gate if I wanted to. I can climb up a pile of dirt or I forgot the little wood chips. I can climb up a wood chip pretending to be a Spartan firing at Covenant, and it all works. I mean, it's just amazing. There's like a when you're first doing your processing or your calibration, I mean, you can click single level or soft level. Like if you're like in a gym, for example, that has a soft ground, that when you step into it, you go down a little bit. But you also have like multi-level. So I've been able to do things like crazy things I never really thought that I could ever end up doing for free outside. Like walking up bleachers. I was a Spartan walking into a Falcon, and to have that elevation, I think it's just really cool. To be able to use it's like you're kind of going into like a different world. And really, this system, the Awinda system, uses a non-Wi-Fi connection, so you can take this thing anywhere. I mean, literally anywhere. You just need your laptop, you need your Awinda little radio connection thing, and it's like it's like 2 ounces heavy, and so you just throw that into your Xsens bag, and you can go anywhere, and it's just a little bit nuts to me. It's just there's so many possibilities open to me now that as someone that doesn't really like animating too much, like hand animating, this makes so many more things possible. So yeah, if you're serious about creating a real convincing person walking, or creating a real convincing motion capture or animation, this is your system. I don't recommend the more expensive system because that uses Wi-Fi, and I think that would greatly limit you, honestly. Now, that system does have an on-body recording where if as long as you're near a computer, you press record, you start recording on the suit, and then you can extract that later if you're worried about the Wi-Fi. But I just prefer this system because it's flexible. If I wanted to put it on someone smaller than me, that's possible. Someone maybe bigger and fatter than me, that's possible. And I'm just trying to think about all the things I've done. I've ran in this suit. I've walked for like, 40, 50, 60, 70 feet, and it captured it perfectly, pretty much. I don't know if it was my system and how I rushed it outside, but my pelvis was acting a little bit weird. But that may have been because I had shoes on, and I don't think I applied the elevation change on my shoes. I don't know. There's a few different things to troubleshoot before I say it just doesn't work as well as outside than in my quote motion capture studio, my large empty room here. But it is really impressive, and I guess I should probably just go ahead and look at some of the comments that you guys have said on my other video, because there's probably a lot of stuff I'm missing. But dropped frames. I haven't really had dropped frames. I had that with Rococo. I had that with my other system, my Vive system, and it was getting really annoying because, like, in the random bits in the middle of the recording, it was just it was just freezing, and it was just really really annoying. Um, but yeah, one thing that really blew people away, that blew myself away, that I just had to throw it in, was when I was on the ground, I got up and I stood up, and then I fell down and kept walking. And that was for my Halo the Lost Wolves project, my first episode, or episode 0. And that was really just phenomenal for me to see, to have that processed. And by the way, I actually way underestimated processing. So let's talk about that real quick. Processing is a thing that once you record your first take on the live engine, you have to HD process it or normal process it, or you could just export it as is. You don't have to process it at all, I think. But that isn't really recommended because the live engine isn't that great. So these trackers send out not 60 HC, it turns out, but 1000 HC, but they convert it into 60 HC refresh. So it is incredibly intelligent technology, and so is the software. I mean, the software takes probably millions of bits of data and information, and then makes, I think, assumptions about what you're doing. And it's just really really impressive, and it just blows me away every time I see myself on the ground and I roll and jump or climb up my stairs. Mind you, I've been able to do a take where I'm looking at some Covenant ships flying by in my living room, right? And then I can walk down the whole flight of stairs, and which is something I do in the next episode, which may or may not be public yet. But yeah, it's just really fun. I mean, it feels like the door's been open for me in a lot of ways, and I really am happy with this product. I mean, it's got its drawbacks. I'm not thrilled about paying for $2,700 a year for the software starting next February. But yeah, so I am looking at here. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of questions. Um, but if you guys have any other questions, I'm pretty quick to respond about the suit and my thoughts about it. And overall, I give it like a 9 out of 10. And drawbacks, as far as the motion capture goes, I really can't think of many drawbacks. Um, sometimes you have to calibrate more than you would like to, and calibration can be kind of annoying. Again, really, I feel like it would be a 10 out of 10 if there was a feature that could like, if you're by yourself, you can apply the impose easily without having to like come up with some rig to press enter. It seems like a huge oversight to me. But I think Xsens, I think most of the people they sell to are big studios and big professionals, and so they're not really thinking a whole lot about someone in their basement. An individual that records every single time by themselves, and it's not practical to have someone put straps on them. It's not practical to have um, help all the time. It's just not practical. So we do have a comment here. I'll probably buy the lower cost suit first to get an idea of how to use the equipment, someone says, and do some real acting on it before looking at solutions like this one. So that might be the right decision. I mean, it depends how serious you are. It helps if you buy this suit and you have a way to make your money back, because it is a lot of money. So yeah, again, there isn't much more to say about it. The suit has made me very happy. I do not miss Akinma. I do not miss Rococo. I do not miss Vive. The suit is extremely versatile. And I could probably just, you can take it anywhere. You can do anything. Anyways, guys, I think I might just be rambling now. But thank you so much for watching. Like this video up if you ended up enjoying. Share it around if you have friends or people that might be interested in this suit. And if you want to, watch my first impressions video, because I probably go over a lot more things in that video. But we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.